Number 9. The Mandarin duck. Known in Japan as Oshidori. Its call is a short, high squeak, closer to a small rubber toy than to any quack you'd expect from a duck. In Japan, a devoted married couple is still called an Oshidori fufu, a Mandarin duck couple, because these birds are believed to mate for life. Here's the twist biologists have found. Mandarin ducks actually form a new pair almost every breeding season, not a single lifelong bond. The legend of eternal fidelity turns out to be more folklore than fact. Even so, the image endures everywhere in Japan, from wedding kimono patterns to a famous ghost story by Lafcadio Hearn about a hunter who kills a male Mandarin duck only to be haunted by its grieving mate. If you're enjoying this one, go ahead and hit like and subscribe now. It genuinely helps, and we've still got 9 calls left, each one stranger than the last. Number 8. The Ryukyu Scops Owl. Found only in the subtropical forests of Okinawa and a scattering of nearby islands. Its soft, rhythmic whistle repeats in a long series that sounds almost mechanical, like a tiny metronome hidden in the canopy. Researchers who spent years recording individual owls found something remarkable. Each bird's hoot is subtly unique, distinct enough that scientists can identify specific owls by voice alone with over 97% accuracy. Effectively a vocal fingerprint. The species is currently listed as near threatened, found on a chain of small islands stretching from the Ryukyus down toward the northern Philippines, nowhere else on Earth. Number 7. The green pheasant. The national bird of Japan. Its explosive kokyok call, followed instantly by a violent burst of wing beats, has been part of Japanese folklore for centuries as a warning sign of an approaching earthquake. There's an old saying that translates roughly to, when the pheasant cries, an earthquake is coming, and the bird appears as a loyal companion in the classic folktale of Momotaro, as well as on Japan's old 10,000 yen banknote. Males are strikingly colorful, with an iridescent green body and a bright red face, while females stay a muted brown, which keeps them hidden while they're raising chicks alone on the ground. Number 6. The Japanese paradise flycatcher. Known in Japan as Sankōchō, or the bird of 3 lights. Japanese listeners have long heard its call as Tsuki hi Hoshi, meaning moon, sun, and stars, followed by a playful hoi hoi hoi, and that poetic interpretation is exactly where its name comes from. The male's tail feathers can grow more than 3 times the length of his own body, trailing behind him like a ribbon as he flies through the forest canopy. This bird migrates every year between Japan and Southeast Asia, meaning that impossibly long tail has to survive a journey of thousands of kilometers twice a year, not just a few flights around a breeding territory. Number 5. Latham snipe. This bird doesn't really sing at all. During its display flight, it dives through the air and vibrates its outer tail feathers, producing a pulsing, mechanical hum that has nothing to do with its voice. In Japan, this sound earned it the nickname Thunderbird, and the effect is strong enough that people unfamiliar with the source often assume they're hearing some kind of distant machinery, not a bird at all. After breeding in Japan, this same bird migrates all the way to eastern Australia for the winter, a non-stop ocean crossing that some individuals complete in as little as 2 days. Number 4. The Japanese robin. Known as Komadori, which literally translates to horse bird. Its loud, ringing song carries through the forest with a quality Japanese listeners have long compared to the distant whinny of a horse, which is exactly where the name comes from. The Komadori is considered one of Japan's 3 great songbirds, a trio so celebrated in Japanese culture that they're formally referred to as the Nihon Sanmeicho, the 3 famous singing birds of Japan. Despite that reputation, it's a genuinely difficult bird to actually see, preferring to stay hidden in dense mountain undergrowth, where its voice carries far better than its small, dark body ever could. Number 3. The Japanese bush warbler. Known as Uguisu, and considered one of the most beloved sounds of the Japanese spring. Its song is heard by Japanese ears as Ho-Hokekyo, which happens to match the name of the Lotus Sutra, one of the most important texts in Japanese Buddhism. The resemblance is so ingrained in the culture that Uguisu bari, or nightingale floors, deliberately built to squeak underfoot and warn of intruders, take their name directly from this bird's chirp, and surviving examples can still be walked across today in temples and castles across Kyoto. Young Uguisu don't actually hatch knowing the full song. They start with a rougher, stuttering version and gradually refine it into the smooth Ho-Hokekyo by listening to older males nearby. Number 2. The red-crowned crane. One of the rarest cranes on the planet and a national symbol of longevity and fidelity in Japan. A mated pair performs what's called a unison call, throwing their heads back together and calling out in perfect synchrony, one of the loudest, most far-carrying sounds any crane species can produce. The display often triggers neighboring pairs to join in until an entire wetland erupts into overlapping duets. With fewer than 3,000 mature individuals left in the wild, this is one of the rarest cranes on the planet, and its image still appears today on the tail of every Japan Airlines aircraft. Number 1. Blakiston's fish owl. The largest owl species on Earth, with a wingspan approaching 2 meters. In Japan, the male calls twice, and the female answers instantly with a single note that overlaps his second hoot so precisely that most people who hear it assume it's coming from just one bird. Fewer than 150 of these owls remain in the whole of Japan, almost all of them in the old-growth river forests of Hokkaido, where the indigenous Ainu people have long revered this owl as Koten Koru Kamui, the divine guardian of the village. Before calling, the male inflates a white patch of skin on his throat like a balloon as a visual signal to his mate that the duet is about to begin, a warning she can see clearly even in near-total darkness. Out of every impossible sound on this list, this one is the rarest, and very possibly the most sacred. That's 10 bird calls from Japan you genuinely won't believe are real. Which one surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments. If you want the next country ranked, hit like and subscribe, because this series is only just getting started.